Obviously, a key strategic development of the last week has been the decision inside Egypt by Mubarak to finally step down. As we tracked it in our Egyptian war room, the four basic scenarios that we were looking at, basically it ran the gamut from the explosive tear of the original protests, which did not dislodge him as they did in Tunisia, then sort of the steady drip of the continuing protests, more people joining that bandwagon over time, the work stoppages and whatnot, signals from the state-run media that they were going to try to fight the attempts at censorship, those sorts of things, segueing into the many sort of mistakes made by Mubarak, and then finally the military stepping in and that sort of tightening grip, as exemplified by the resulting martial law, the suspension of the Constitution. In normal circumstances, the West would look at something like that and find it fairly disconcerting. But in this instance, because of the great fear of radical forces inside the country, as exemplified most notably by the Muslim Brotherhood, there's a lot of relief in the West that the military stepped in and is going to be playing sort of a guardian role in the process. Very much along the lines, we hope in the West, of sort of forestalling any potential glide path in the direction of Iran 1979, which is the big concern. And then there's the concern that the military will get too deeply entrenched, more of a Pakistan situation. So the hope is, if they are truly responding to the demand for real democracy in the country by the protesters, we're looking at something closer to a Turkey sort of outcome, understanding that Turkey is a fairly developed country and has a fairly well-developed middle class. You might consider, we certainly do, Egypt to be, at the beginning of a long journey to get to that sort of outcome. So the interim situation may look more like an Indonesia post-Suharto, which by all accounts is sort of the preferred historical analogy from the Obama administration. And so a lot depends on who gets to be the choice of the military for the next president, because we think whoever that individual is will have a tremendous influence over the likely outcome of the election. Obviously the military is going to want somebody acceptable to them, and with the Muslim Brotherhood being willing at this point to restrict their ambitions just to a parliamentary presence, we think that does bode well in the sense that you will get that expression from below for Islamist laws to be passed on some level by the Muslim Brotherhood and others, but you'll have that kind of strong capping function from above by a president that hopefully is acceptable to the military. And if it isn't, we're probably looking at the possibility of the sort of military interventions we've seen in Turkey in the past. Our recommendation at Wikistrat is this is a huge and interesting opportunity for the United States and China to come together and really push foreign direct investment at Egypt as quickly as possible, give it a clear sense, not leave this up to the Europeans, really make it a point of East-West cooperation, because if Egypt is sensing that the world is coming to it in terms of investment and opportunity, we think that that will create a tremendous calming political effect over the long haul in that situation.